Chapter 2. Ugh, what? My head. You have rested in a futon. HP, MP, and stamina fully recovered. I groan as I slowly pull myself up from the futon, a heaviness on my whole body. Blinking several times to clear my eyesight, I see the wooden walls of Shiro's home. I stand up and open the door to the backyard, and it was definitely Shiro's house. Then again, I might be in a dream and, now that I've said that, this is definitely real then. What was I doing yesterday? Oh right. My magic circuits. Status. Status, name, Tsunaka Hanami. Age, 17. Sex, female, human. Class. Level, 3 EXP 2000/4000. HP, 210/210, 21 HP/min. MP, 940/940, 9 MP/min. Stamina, 100%, 7% per minute. Strength, 2. Vitality, 7. Dexterity, 3, +1. Intelligence, 5. Wisdom, 3. Luck, 3. Stat points, 0. Money, 2400 yen. Hell yeah. And I'm level 3, and with 940 mana points to use baby. Not sure if that's a lot or not, but it's over 9 times my HP. I fist bump into the air, uncaring that someone might be watching me. I was too happy to care about being embarrassed right now. Alright then. First up, let's get myself comfortable with Magecraft. I recall the night before, the feeling of guiding the OD into my magic circuits, and instead do the opposite, pushing the OD out of me. I grin widely as I feel the cool touch of my mana slowly releasing from my fingertips, light blue lines stretching across my arm. Due to certain actions, you have gained the skill, OD Manipulation. OD Manipulation LV1, 0%, you are now capable of drawing out your inner prana, OD. While it may seem simple, the process of drawing out your OD isn't as easy as it might seem. With this, you can now begin your life as a magus. Passively increases OD control by 5%, passively grants +1 intelligence and wisdom. Nice. That was easy enough. Actually, I haven't checked what each of the stats mean, have I? HP, the amount of life you have before you drop dead, level *vit *10, MP, the amount of prana you hold, infer to, magic circuits, stamina, the percentage of energy you have before you fall asleep, vit %/minute regen, strength, the physical prowess your body can dish out, vitality, your body's capability to defend and heal itself, vit *level/minute HP regen, dexterity, your body's speed and reflexes, intelligence, your body's magical prowess. It affects your natural intelligence as well, wisdom, your mana regeneration, was *level/minute MP regen, luck, the amount of luck you have. Yep, nothing too strange. Obligatory stat definitions done. Moving on. Now that I can control my mana prana, the different name is so confusing at times. Anyways, what skill should I get next? Spinning magic arrow? Nah, honestly, that's boring. Actually, practicing my magecraft here is probably a bad idea. I mean, what if Shiro, Sakura, or, God forbid, Rin sees what I'm doing here? I'm not keen on having the clock tower try and pry me open. Yeah, I should probably get myself an instant dungeon already. Raising my hand, I focus my OD into my palm. Bright lines emerge on my arm, snaking up and gathering at my palm, and I will it to spread into the world around me, and without long. Due to certain actions, you have gained the skill, ID, Create. ID, Create LV1, 0%, by pushing your prana upon reality, you can now create instant personal dungeons, similar to bounded fields. Possible instant dungeons, Empty ID, Slime Dungeon, recommended LV5, next dungeon unlocked at LV3, note that special IDs require 2 days to recharge after you complete it. Alright. Everything here was the same, just with the sky a slightly greener tinge than usual. With another push, I will my prana to break out of this personal space. Due to certain actions, you have gained the skill, ID, Escape. ID, Escape LV1, 0%, by pushing your prana upon your instant dungeon, you are now able to leave your instant dungeons at will. At higher levels, this skill is able to break through other IDs, or even bounded fields. The instant world around me collapses, and I'm back in the real world, my hand raised up and prana pulsing thrumming through it. Feeling somewhat self-conscious, I pull my prana back, letting the lines disappear, and went back into the house, checking around to see if someone is inside. There isn't anyone here, which confused me a bit, until I saw that it was 12 o'clock at noon, and Shiro is in school. I sigh in relief, knowing that none of the magi had noticed my act, hopefully. Damn it, I feel even more paranoid now. Anyways. With my paranoia slightly lessened, I return to the small backfield in the middle of the Japanese house and create an empty ID. Now, what skill should I get first? I guess I'll start simple. Heading to the kitchen, I pull out one of Shiro's many knives and observe it. Small kitchen knife, it's a small kitchen knife. What did you expect? When held, +2 strength. Ooh, there's the sass of low level, observe. That aside, closing my eyes, I gently guide my prana out and into the knife, glowing lines stretching across the blade, scanning and analyzing the knife's components. Due to certain actions, you have gained the skill, Structural Analysis. Structural Analysis LV1, 0%, one of the most basic, underused, but useful magecraft a magus can learn. With the aid of your prana, you can analyze the components and layout of an object. While usually used in contact, through some effort, you can use this skill from afar. Objects too high of a level will hurt you. Nice. It says that I'm able to cast it from a distance, just like Shiro can with his. I wonder if I can do it too. Placing the knife on the kitchen counter, I take several steps back and use Structural Analysis on it. It took a bit of time, and some weird grunting from my side, but I managed to do it. And then, this happened. Due to certain actions, skills, observe, and Structural Analysis, has become synced, composite skill, Mystic Eyes of Myriad Perception, has been gained. Root skills has been absorbed. What? My confusion spiked through the roof when I read that. I mean, really? A pair of mystic eyes, just from using Structural Analysis, from afar. That's just so broken. No nerf please. Mystic Eyes of Myriad Perception LV1, 0%, a pair of mystic eyes, capable of viewing and analyzing anything you see at a glance. This allows you to see things normal people, and even magus, cannot see. Has the combined effect of both, observe, and Structural Analysis, allows you to see the description of objects you glance at, allows you to analyze things you see at a glance at higher levels, capable of viewing the object's history, from its creation to present time, allows you to see through darkness and illusions? And there's still more effects locked. Yep, definitely broken. With that done, I move back to the backyard. After some thought, I raise my hand forward, close 3 fingers to shape my hand as a gun, moved my prana through my fingers and gathered it in front of my index finger. Taking a note from the original gamer, I shape the blob of prana into a sharp bullet and spin it, before shooting it at a tree. The bullet easily shoots through the tree, before piercing through the wall behind it and stopping at the wall of the house on the other side. Due to certain actions, you have gained the skill, Spinning Prana Bullet. Spinning Prana Bullet LV1, 0%, by shaping your prana into a bullet and spinning it, you fire a deadly projectile. Costs 50 MP every bullet fired. You can scale up the size of the bullet, at an increasing cost. Passively grants +1 intelligence. Alright, that was a good starter. What next? Prana Grenade LV2, 22%, by forming a sphere packed with prana, the thrown grenade will explode on impact and send several shrapnel. Costs 149 MP every grenade thrown. Passively grants +1, 25 intelligence. Spinning Prana Rocket LV1, 70%, by reforming and enlarging your Spinning Prana Bullet, you fire a deadly missile that explodes on contact. Costs 210 MP every missile launched. Passively grants +1 intelligence. Reinforcement LV3, 11%, by carefully melding your prana into an object and filling any air cavities with prana, you can enhance the object's attributes, from its durability, to its sharpness and even its taste. Cost depends on the object. All stats are x2 when reinforced, all stats are x3 when broken. Passively grants +3 intelligence and wisdom. Prana Burst LV1, 0.7%, by pure force of will, you unleash the prana inside you as a burst to blow away any surrounding enemies. Costs 395 MP every burst. Passively grants +1 intelligence. Gihen LV2, 19%, by adhering to the concept of destruction, you invade the object you touch with prana and blow it apart from the inside. Cost depends on how large and durable the object is. Passively grants +1, 5 intelligence and wisdom. Prana Construct LV2, 19%, by molding your prana into a specific shape and holding its existence, you can create a construct of prana in the real world. Be warned however, as Gaia will actively act to suppress this anomaly, trying to erase the construct you brought into existence. Cost depends on the construct formed. Cost for maintaining the object depends on the construct formed. Passively grants +2 intelligence and wisdom, mystic eyes of myriad perception LV7, 12%, a pair of mystic eyes, capable of viewing and analyzing anything you see at a glance. This allows you to see things normal people, and even Magus, cannot see. Has the combined effect of both, observe, and structural analysis, allows you to see the description of objects you glance at, allows you to analyze things you see at a glance at higher levels, capable of viewing the object's history, from its creation to present time. Using this on an object too high leveled will hurt you, allows you to see through darkness and illusions. Spinning prana bullet LV3, 24%, by shaping your prana into a bullet and spinning it, you fire a deadly projectile. Costs 48, 5 MP. Every bullet fired you can scale up the size of the bullet, at an increasing cost. Passively grants +1, 5 intelligence, OD manipulation LV7, 0.4%, you are now capable of drawing out your inner prana OD. While it may seem simple, the process of drawing out your OD isn't as easy as it might seem. With this, you can now begin your life as a magus. Passively increases OD control by 8%. Passively grants +4 intelligence and wisdom. I think that's enough. Holy, I'm tired. Phew, quite the haul, I must say. Didn't get as many skills as I hoped, but what can I do? I'm a mortal, as of now. Hehe. That aside, I really am tired though. My MP is completely drained, and 12% more stamina gone, and I'll be knocked out. I sigh as I pull myself back into the futon, yawning as I pull the sheets over me, my eyes slowly dropping close as sleep overtakes me. You have rested in a futon. HP, MP, and stamina fully recovered. By the time my eyes opened, it was already night, or it seemed so at least, with how dark it was outside. Stretching my arms, I pull myself up and opened the door to the backyard. As I guessed, it was night now, with the moon pretty high up in the sky. Crap, how long was I out for? Shaking the thought away, I walk over to the small shed. A certain redhead was performing his usual daily training. The door is open, and peering inside, I see Shiro sitting, his eyes shut close and sweat pooling on his forehead as he tried to use his reinforcement on the metal pipe he is holding. Actually, I never did this, did I? Name, Amiya Shiro. Age, 17. Sex, male, human, ? Class. Level. HP, 4210/5400. MP, /. Stamina, %. Strength. Vitality. Dexterity. Intelligence. Wisdom. Luck, 1. What? Whoa, practically his entire status is unknown to me. Is his level that much higher than me or something? His HP still visible though, and so is his luck, but, dear God, that luck. Although my luck is only 2 points above. Damn it. I snap out of my thoughts to see the metal pipe he was holding dented and slightly torn. He sighs, putting down the pipe and turning around, only to shout and jump back, tripping on the metal pipe, and crashing into the pile of trash behind him, which included a rock he had been training with. Ouch. I wince. That sounded painful. Are you okay? I offer my hand to him. Why yeah. I'm fine. He takes my hand and stands up, rubbing the spot where the rock was. Are you injured anywhere? The boy shakes his head and smiles. It's okay, I've felt worse. I see. I said, idly looking around at the many objects littered around the workshop, ranging from simple rocks and pipes, to complex machinery and machines stacked up by the side of the wall. I look at the dented metal pipe. Reinforcement? He nods his head. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I pick up the pipe and cast reinforcement on it, making lines of prana appear over it. I grin. I assume you're trying to get it like this. Yeah. He says, staring at the reinforced pipe. How? How did I do it? Learned it when I woke up. It's pretty simple really, just fill the imperfections in the object with your prana, and bam, done. The boy looks at me, clearly confused. Well, it's not as simple as that, but that's how it works. What's got you confused? Well. He begins slowly. I can fill it with prana, but every time I try to reinforce it, it just goes wild. Somewhat like I lose control over it. HRM. Interesting, why does it do that? I don't think it's because of his sloppy control, since he has structural analysis and all, and I doubt having pseudo-magic circuits would hamper it in any way, so what would? Wait, could it be? Shiro-kun, can you do it on something sharp, like a knife maybe? He hums as he tries to recall, before nodding. Yeah, I can, and it's easier to do as well. Guessed it. It's his element and origin that's causing it to fail. For now at least, since later on he's able to do it on a roll of newspaper when fighting Lancer, and use it on a metal pipe when he's at the church fighting Kazuki-sensei. Wait, doesn't that just mean he needs to be pressured to do it on something aside from a sword? ID, create. What the? The world around us darkens, and the night sky outside glows an odd violet hue. I walk outside, gesturing him to follow as well. He complies, though he seems a little wary with how easily I casted my skill. Once out on the empty field, I deactivate the reinforcement, cut the edges slightly with a prana knife I made and throw the sharp pipe at him. Defend yourself by using reinforcement on the pipe. He looks at me for a moment, but quickly pales as a ball of prana forms before my fingertips. I smirk and aim the shot at him. Get ready, Shiro-kun. And with that, the shot is fired, speeding at him. By reflex, he brings up the pipe and casts reinforcement on it, though the spell was incomplete, and the bullet ended up tearing the upper half apart. Due to certain actions, you can modify spinning prana bullet into prana gunk shot. Seriously. I can't help but deadpan at the message. Shaking the message away, I look towards Shiro, who was warily looking at the blown-off part of the pipe. I gave him a smile, though it only made him shiver, and ready another gunk shot. With a slight giggle, I fire the shot, and he deflects it with a reinforced pipe. A part still gets blown off, but it's smaller. He's getting better. We continued all night long. The next day, Hamurahara Academy is missing their fake janitor, and one Tosaka Rin can't help but wonder where he is. Meanwhile, back at the Amiya residence. Ha, ha, ha. Said redhead is currently lying on the house's backyard, panting intensely. Oh. What's wrong, Shiro-kun? Tired already? Didn't you say you could do this all day, He shivered as my sweet voice called out, where I was currently crouching next to him with a prana gunk shot hovering on my fingertips. Honestly, he was just so cute. Especially when his eyes burn with that intense determination of his, that will to strive to better himself, to be a hero of justice after the beatdown I laid down on him. I suppose I can see why Rin liked to tease and train/torture him so much. That aside, the two of us made some huge progress. For one, to just get it out of the way, I helped unlock his atrophied magic circuits, which were E rank and 27 in total, just like in canon. Sadly, he couldn't quite use it just yet, so he'll need to get used to them and heal them back up slowly. His reinforcement training is also a success. He can now reinforce an object at a moment's notice, though he does still stumble in the process once in a while. I also helped out with his projection and alteration, since my prana construct is pretty similar to them. On that note, tracing is still quite far away it seems. I can't help either, since it's his own special brand of magecraft that works by using his projection to make something he's previously analyzed, copying the object's history, and allowing him to use the object to its fullest potential if he has the prana that is. You better move, Shiro-kun. I wave the bullet above his face. Or my control might just slip. The boy immediately jumped up and backed away, fear and acceptance laced in his eyes. Ah, I already have him whipped. Now then. Let's do one last test for the day, and let's rest. Ready, Shiro-kun? I smile as he nods with determination. He picks up a dented metal pipe and reinforces it. Lines of prana stretch across its surface and he takes a stand, ready to block my bullets. I fire off the bullet I'd been holding, and he easily hits the bullet away. I fire off several more, and the single bullets soon turn into a volley of dangerous balls of prana as Shiro does his best to swipe away every attack that comes his way. He succeeds with most, but several bullets do go through and hit him. He stands strong however, and continues defending himself before his control suddenly slips, and the reinforcement weakens, shattering the pipe as a bullet crashes into it. Alright, that's enough. Rest up, and don't train too much, got it? He nods. Well, I'll be going. See you at Saturday. Are you free then? Another nod. Well, alright then. See you then, Shiro-kun. Another nod. Why is he being so quiet? Meh, maybe he's tired. Our training session finished, I walk back into the house, put on my shoes, and walk back to my house for a good rest. The young man known as Amiya Shiro could only sigh in relief, laying down on the dirt as his mentor/torturer left. The training could barely be called that, with her merely shooting those painful shots of prana at him while he defended using a reinforced pipe. His reinforcement did get better, but still. I wonder how Issei is doing. With that last thought, he fell unconscious. You have rested in your bed. HP, MP, and stamina fully recovered. Waking up with all my fatigue gone sure is nice. Sadly, it doesn't eliminate the smell of sweat I gathered from yesterday's training. I quickly strip my clothes and take a nice cold bath, washing away the sweat and grime. Ah, the feel of the cold water splashing against my skin sure is nice. I'm glad you agreed. Wah. Thanks to that, I slipped and bumped my head against the wall, losing a good 12 HP from it. I gently pushed myself up, rubbing the aching bump on my head. Ouch. That really hurts. Hee hee. Don't hee hee me you damn message. Actually, do you even have a name? Should I call you something else? I don't really have one, so just call me System. System it is then. Anyways, why are you back? Has something happened? Nah, not really. I'm just bored. Sure. Is it really that empty in the void? Can't you just, I don't know, will in a game console there and just play something? I already did, Hanami-chan. But it's so boring, I mean, play a game for centuries and you'll probably get bored. I just can't do it anymore. Yuch, must suck up there. Asterisk sobs asterisk. While I am drying myself with a towel, I got an idea. Can't you just watch me? That's gotta be pretty entertaining, no? I can't. Hugh. Why not? Ha, Hanami-chan, I need to watch over the void. If I don't, some poor soul might escape and turn into a monster. Ooh. And I'll get kicked from my job. You've got your priorities set at least. I deadpan. Sighing, I place the towel back on the sink and walk to my counter, dressing myself in a simple pair of black jeans and a blue t-shirt. By the way, have you checked the menu yet? Menu? Status, skills, inventory, glossary, settings, store. Whoa. Cool, right? You can dash. Aw man, my time's up. Sorry, Hanami-chan, but I'll have to leave now. Have fun. P.S. Try going to a dungeon. I smile at the message before I turn back to the menu. I already know the first three. Glossary seems to be a catalog for all the skills, items, people, and monsters I've met. It's still pretty empty though, since I haven't done much. Settings is the command system for how this gamer system works. I quickly flip on the auto loot option. The shop, though. Item shop, skill shop, pet shop, gacha. I think I'll be staying away from these for now, especially the gacha with how low my luck stat is. Ugh, just thinking about all the black keys I'll be getting from that makes me shiver. That aside, System was right. I should try going to a dungeon, since I need to level up to complete my quest. Swiping the panels away, I put on my shoes and head out. It's currently 2 in the afternoon, and I have around 8 hours before I need to sleep. That's plenty of time for me to wreck some slimes. Out of the apartment complex, I make my way to a nearby alleyway. After I made sure no one saw me, I created the desired ID. ID, create. The world around me darkens, and unlike the empty ID, some other physical changes also happen. The clouds are no longer white, but a fluffy pink. The ground, walls, and roofs of the buildings around me were covered in slime of various colors. To my surprise though. Green slime gel, the lubricant left behind by a green slime. It is naturally bouncy, and can be used as a trampoline. Blue slime gel, the lubricant left behind by a blue slime. It naturally absorbs prana and consumes it to enlarge itself. Purple slime gel, the lubricant left behind by a purple slime. It is naturally sticky, but flammable. It tries to stay away from heat. Pink slime gel, the lubricant left behind by a purple slime. The opposite of the purple slime gel, and generates heat by consuming prana. When the two meet, the purple gel will catch fire. White slime gel, the lubricant left behind by a white slime. Each gel actually has a description. It also explains why some buildings are on fire for no reason. The unknown description on the white gel is a bit odd though. Are my mystic eyes too low level for me to analyze it? Anyways, I need a weapon, so with the aid of an innocent metal rod in my prana construct, I chip away the blunt top and sharpen it. Once I was done, I release the small prana chisel I was using and observe the rod. Sharpened iron rod, too low to grade properly. A simple rod with a sharp pointy edge. +4 strength to any stabbing or piercing attacks. Too low to grade properly, somehow I feel insulted by that. Casting the thought aside, I reinforce the sharpened rod and head out of the alley and into the slime-riddled road. I walk for a while, simply using my mystic eyes of myriad perception to see anything interesting. Sadly, nothing of interest came up, but the skill did level up once. Mystic eyes of myriad perception has leveled up. Oddly enough, it took me quite a while before I met my first enemy. Green Slime Drone LV4, HP, 1000/1000 MP, 0/0 stamina, 97% an animated blob of green slime, given life by the magic core inside it. It has no free will or desires of its own, acting as a mere drone to its queen. It's a large blob of green slime, about the half the size of a car, with a glowing rock floating inside it. It was living its idle life, gently bobbing up and down on the road and occasionally wiggling around before I charged into its life, with a spinning prana bullet, to its body that is. Agitated, the slime jumps at me, which I dodge and fire another bullet at it, piercing cleanly through its slimy body and hitting the core. Critical hit. -325 HP. Oh, I can't help but smirk as I ready several spinning bullets. The slime had no time to react as my bullets tear through its core. You have killed 1x green slime drone. 225 EXP gained. Nice. And looking into my inventory, the auto-looting system works as well. The loot was nothing special, just a vial of green slime and about 1,500 yen, but it's still loot. My spirits lifted, I trudge onwards towards the demise of any other slimes to come my way. A bullet for you. You have killed 1x green slime drone. 225 EXP gained. Another for you. You have killed 1x green slime drone. 225 EXP gained. Here's a present for you too. You have killed 2x green slime drone. 450 EXP gained. Hey! Stop eating that car. Have this instead. You have killed 1x purple slime drone. 275 EXP gained. An hour or so later, I find myself facing off against a bigger blob of green slime from the rest, with 5 glowing rocks floating inside it. Surprisingly enough, the damn thing was pretty fast, and it moved its cores out of the way of my bullet. The battle ended with my chucking 2 prana grenades into it and letting it explode. You have killed 1x green slime commander. 800 EXP gained. You have leveled up. The slime commander dead, I continue on my merry way to slaughter the slime population. By around 8 o'clock, I encountered another new enemy. This time, it's a lighter blob of pink slime with even more glowing rocks that was wearing a golden crown. Pink Slime Queen LV13, HP, 8500/8500 MP, 0/0 stamina, 83%. It was the queen. And an actually tough enemy. I have to be careful, since anything it touches will quickly heat up and melt. It also had a lot of cores I need to destroy, so I need to stay alive long enough for me to stuff its body with enough prana grenades to blow up my apartment complex. I form several grenades in my hand and launch them into the slime, jumping away before it can jump onto me. It exploded, taking a good chunk of its HP. But then, it split itself into 2, with one approaching me, while the other backs away. I leap away from the first one, but a sudden flaming car exploded over me, forcing me to bring up a prana barrier to shield me. The first slime took this chance at me, cutting a quarter of my HP. Ouch, that hurt, damn it. Getting myself away from it, I launch another grenade into it, with a nice seasoning of missiles to damage it. I grin as I watch nearly half of the magic cores explode, but I soon blanch as I spot several burning vehicles being thrown my way. Using reinforcement on my legs, I doubled my speed and rushed away. The explosion missed me, and even hurts the other slime. To finish it off, I fire several spinning bullets into the remaining cores, letting the first half drop lifelessly onto the road. I turn towards the second half, a burning car already held above it. I smirk, and fire a spinning bullet at the engine, causing the car to explode. In its confusion, I launch a couple grenades into it and explode them together with several missiles. The slime explodes in a shower of hot pink slime. The battle finished, I drop onto the floor, laughing lightly as I bring up the message panels. You have killed 9x green slime drones, 7x purple slime drones, 2x blue slime drones, 5x pink slime drones, 2x green slime commanders, 4x purple slime commanders, 1x blue slime commander, 1x pink slime queen. 17575 EXP gained. You have leveled up x2. You have reached level 5. Gained 5 stat points. Due to your strenuous workout, you have gained +4 strength, +2 vitality, +5 dexterity, +3 intelligence, +4 wisdom. OD manipulation has leveled up x5. Spinning prana bullet has leveled up x6. Prana grenade has leveled up x4. Spinning prana missile has leveled up x4. Mystic eyes of myriad perception has leveled up. Reinforcement has leveled up x3. Sprint has leveled up x2. Yep. Now that's awesome. Well, anyways, I'm tired. I guess I'll head back to my home and sleep now. Man, my body's all sore. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.